Aeldari aspect warriors descend upon an isolated raid station, pursuing ancient adversaries. A sagacious cryptid prepares for combat, eager to eliminate all threats. Can the Necrons withstand the might of their foes, or will they find themselves swiftly obliterated? Find out here on Mountainside Tabletop.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mountainside Tabletop. I'm Vic, he's Brad, and we are extremely excited to finally have the new box for Kill Team Season 3. We got it at the same time as all of you, so this video is going to come out whenever it comes out, but This was an almighty slam to get these Scorpions on the table. And I'm really excited to see how this team plays.
Yeah, and we're also trying out Bheta Decima for the first time.
That's right.
The very first time. So get in the comments and tell us how we screwed up the rules.
Yeah. So for my team today, since I have access to all of the different aspect warriors, I've got a striking Scorpion Exarch with a biting blade, a couple of normal Scorpion warriors, 3 Howling Banshees, and 2 Dire Avengers, just to give me some shooting. For my equipment, I've taken some of the auto take picks, I think, for this team. I've got the Rune of Shielding on my Exarch, the Rune of Prophecy on one of my Avengers, and the Rune of Foresight on my other one, so I can manipulate initiative, which is huge. For the Rune of Foresight, I've selected, of course, Commence Reanimation. And then I've given a Plasma Grenade to one of the normal striking Scorpions, and then the weaponized Panoply to the 2 Dire Avengers.
The weaponized what? I think there are a couple things in this team that are going to give me quite a bit of trouble. First thing, your operatives, especially the Banshees, the way their numbers work with fighting, they work perfectly into most of my models because all my Immortals and my Deathmark, they have 10 HP and with 4-6 damage, and I'm gonna be rolling 1 less die against the Banshees. They're gonna wreck me. If they get up in my face, they are perfect into my Immortals and the Deathmark. So that's something definitely to watch out for. The Howling Scream is just nasty as well. Howling Shriek, whatever, one of their abilities that they have, the tactics. And then the second thing is the tac op that basically lets you deny me my rerolls for an attack, and you can use it after you see what I roll. Yeah. So I have a feeling, unless I get extremely lucky, you'll probably be using that at least turning points 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Probably 1 if I make any attack rolls. Yeah. Which I probably will. Yeah. No so, kidding. You have some great tools, and I think just the numbers of this team looks scary into me. It's a good matchup for you, I think.
Totally.
Yeah. All right, I don't have my scouts painted up because I was painting the terrain, but I'm bringing one of my favorite teams, the Hierotek Circle. I think maybe I can get a win finally with them. It does look like a really good matchup for you, but also I think I have some great tools as well.
Definitely.
So you can see my loadout here. I'm bringing the Chronomancer. I think the Nanomine will be, the Nanomine's always good. Let's get that out of the way. The Nanomine is always good, but I think on Bheta Decima, it has some really great opportunities to shine because there are so many choke points. Yeah. You know? There's so many choke points, and if I can just make it so hard for you to get through one of the major choke points, that could be really damning for your team. Totally. That could be the ultimate best case scenario for the Nanomine, and it's already good, even in its worst case. For equipment, I've given the Hyperphase Blades and the Tesla Weave to my, just the 2 regular Immortals, just to help them in combat a little bit. I mean, they're going to get Shrek'd anyway, but this could, in some situations, just help soften some guys up. And also, I've taken 1 Deathmark, and I've given it Phase Oculars because it just seems very good. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. I actually think I could see me using the Deathmark not in Conceal a lot this game, and just trying to snipe some Overwatches, because of note, the Phase Oculars, they work for the rest of the turning point, so if I use it on my turn, it's going to help me out for that shooting attack in my turn, but if I get an Overwatch, which I probably won't, but if I do, it'll help me there too.
All right, well, I mean, I've unfortunately got a lot of experience playing against this team by now, and really I fear all of it because they're so frustrating to play against.
Yeah.
It seems like even if I get lucky and kill one, they don't die. They're obviously the reanimation, they come back all the time. But my biggest fear is this Chronomancer. Obviously, you've got access to fly and can really deal with all of the kind of obstacles that are in place with this board. I've got to watch out for any sort of alpha strike you might be cooking up. And then those nanomines, like we talked about earlier, can really ruin the round for me. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. He's definitely a priority to deal with, but if I kill him, he's just going to come back again. So I'll have to kill him a couple times and then, see what that costs me.
One more thing of note here before we move on. I do want to say, before we even start the game, I think you're at a big disadvantage because from what I can tell and from reading their rules, Blades of Khaine seems like a big brain team. They don't seem like a team that's going to perform super well on your first time playing them. No offense to your playing, but I just think they don't look like a hard team and they look different than a lot of other teams. Yeah. They're a very unique play style, I think. So, I think you're going to have your work cut out for you, even though I've never won a game with Hierotek on the channel. Yeah. I'm hoping this can be the time.
Well, yeah, and one more thing that I've realized is that I have no access to armor penetration.
No, and I have good saves.
Yeah, and so it's going to take a while to chew through those wounds unless I can get in combat.
Yeah, but you're really going to want to get up close and personal, but with them nanomine, it might be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. For today's mission, we're playing on Bheta Decima. We've picked the Securing Machinery mission, which looks like this. And it's kind of spicy, so there's no objective markers. The machine terrain bits act as the objective markers, and it's basically secure, except instead of scoring at the end of each turning point, you score 3 VP for each machine part you control at the end of the game. You don't score at the end of turning points 1, 2, or 3, so it's a big payoff at the very end of the game.
So we roll off, and Brad wins and chooses to be the attacker. I select the back edge, and then we both deploy our barricades and operatives.
When we deploy our operatives here, I'm going to pay 1 CP to use Dimensional Translocation, and I'm going to keep my Deathmark in reserve for now. It seems very strong on this map to be able to just plop them up on a high tower. Otherwise, it would be very hard to get a very slow-moving Necron up there, so this kind of seems like a no-brainer. In the scouting step, we both choose Recon Dash, so we both give ourselves a Flying Dash, which seems very good on this terrain. And surprisingly, I'm going to give myself initiative here. I think I got a good shot, and I'm going to take advantage of it. And with that, let's get into the game.
So, for the top of Turning Point 1, we move to the strategic phase, and Brad doesn't play any ploys. I'm going to play Forewarned because I'm definitely expecting to get shot and would love some rerolls. In Target Reveal, Brad reveals Recover Item and Unearth Artifice and puts both tokens pretty close to each other on the left edge of the board. I'm going to reveal Route because basically the only thing I can do here is try to run up and kill stuff.
Okay, so for my first activation here, I'm going to go with my Immortal that's dashed up in the recon phase onto this gantry. It's in a great spot, and Victor left me a great shot to start off the game with, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot his Banshee. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. I might re-roll that with a CP. Unless you want to tell me not to.
No. I'll save that, thanks. So CP?
Yeah, I'm using a CP here. 4 hits, AP1.
Okay. How much damage is that?
I think you're just dead. Unless you have any tricks, because it's 4/5.
Okay, just dead.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate gambit. I put that Banshee there just hoping to force Brad to take initiative, thinking that I could probably survive a shot.
Turns out you couldn't.
Turns out I can't, yeah.
All right, well, to round out this Immortals activation, I'll just jump back down and hide.
Well, now that I've learned that I cannot survive any shots, I'm going to move my Exarch up into a bit more safety and hide in the gantry.
Okay, next up, I'm going to move this Immortal up, move and dash toward my pile of TAC-op objectives that I've given myself. It is worth noting here that I am engaged, so I'm out in the open, but I'm hoping I can maybe get a command shot off later.
Now, one of my striking Scorpions is going to climb up this gantry and secure the objective.
Okay, my Apprentice is going to move up and plop down a counter-temporal nanomine, slowing all of Vic's guys that pass through the area.
That's a terrible nightmare. Not much to do now, so my Dire Avenger is going to move and take a shot at this Immortal. Get an okay roll here, but Brad auto-retains one, and only 3 damage ends up going through. Then I'm going to use the Aspect Technique Death of 1,000 Blades to take another shot at the Apprentice. I get 2 crits here because of Rending, and then I'm going to spend a CP on a reroll and end up with another crit. But after Brad's auto-retain and 3-up saves, only 4 damage goes through, and he's going to heal it all back anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of clutch. My other guy gave me an auto-retain there. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, well now my Reanimator Plasmacyte is just going to move up to make sure his aura is in range to affect these forward dudes here.
This Banshee is going to use the Aspect Technique Acrobatic to gain Fly here, so that I can use all of my move and dash because of that goddamn nanomine and secure the objective.
I'll go with my other Plasmacyte now, the Accelerator. I will move, and then I'll give an APL buff to the Immortal that's already gone, that's hiding below the gantry, so I'll get to use it for next turn.
I'm going to activate this Scorpion Warrior. They're going to dash first and then move, just to kind of game the nanomine a bit and just be able to get into range to throw his Plasma Grenade. First at the Immortal, I get a great roll, but Brad gets a great save, and so unfortunately he's still alive with 3 HP. Then the blast attack against the Apprentice, not as good, but 4 damage goes through, bringing him down to 5. It really, it sucks doing chip damage to these guys because, like, it just doesn't matter. They just come back.
Yeah, I'll just heal it up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my Despotech. He's gonna move up, pop up on this gantry, and then he'll give himself a free reroll with Demand, for free, of course, and then shoot this Banshee. Even though it's in cover, it does have an engage order. Once again, 4 hits means you don't even need to roll saves, you're dead.
Yeah, great. So this Scorpion is just going to move over to the other side of the drop zone. Like, there's just no way for me to move up right now, so I don't know, I'll just, like, move over to the other side, because that's where it seems like the action's happening.
Okay, I'll go with my Deathmark now. I'll use the Dimensional Translocation to pop him up on the Furnace. This counts as him having made a normal move, and he is heavy, so I can't shoot or anything, but I will secure this machinery part up on the tower.
My Banshee's just going to follow the Scorpion and move over. Like, Brad's got to score all his points over on this side of the board, so I might as well just move everything over there.
Okay, and finally, to wrap out Turning Point 1, I'm going to go with my Chronomancer, of course. So I'll start by using Chronometron on the Chronomancer itself, and then I'll move, which is 9 inches now, and then dash for a total of 12 inches of flying movement. Then I'll command this Immortal, for free of course, to shoot the exposed Scorpion. He's injured and it's an Overwatch attack, so I'm only hitting on 5s, and unsurprisingly nothing happens. And that's the end of Turning Point 1, our first turning point on this new kill zone.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's interesting because it feels like, I mean, going into it, I was expecting it to feel like there's a lot of cover, but it's really not. If you want to move up at all, you've got to just be out in the open. And I'm really struggling with that so far. Fortunately, I think in the next turning points, I'll at least be close enough to pull a charge or two. But that mine is really, really awful. And your shooting is so good. You're just vaporizing.
Yeah,
guys.
like I know we talked in the pregame about how your fighting is perfect mathematically into me.
Yeah.
Well, my shooting is perfect mathematically into you. You have no invuln saves. And with the AP1, if I roll 4 hits out of 4 dice, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You're just dead.
And a bunch of your guys are hitting on 2s.
Very strong.
Yeah, my God.
I also think, like, my team is notoriously slow. This mission really helps me out because, like, you could have got ahead on points.
Yeah.
But on this mission, you can't.
Yeah.
It's so different. It completely changes everything. Yeah, I feel pretty good so far.
I bet.
Yeah. I also feel pretty good about the amount of support we've been getting from our patrons lately. All right, so as we say every time, the patrons are the people that are making this channel work. We paid for everything here, the new kill teams and the new terrain, from money that the patrons have so generously donated to us. Yeah, absolutely. Every time we see a new patron sign up, it's like another boost of motivation and another reason to keep these things going. So yeah, thank you so much. And if you want to help support the channel, help us keep getting these boxes as they come out for a couple bucks a month, head to the link. Yep. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so now we're in turning point 2. We roll off for initiative, and Victor wins. He doesn't even have to use his little ploy to improve his dice. He just wins straight up. In the strategic phase, he plays Eminent Grace. This is going to give him an extra inch of movement, and I don't play anything. Then for Tac Ops, Vic reveals Eliminate Guards. He's going to target the half-health Immortal, which makes sense. And I'm going to reveal Vantage, which I think will be extremely easy to score for me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they might nerf this in the future, but at this point, it seems like a no-brainer to take this.
So to kick things off, this Scorpion is going to charge and fight the Immortal that I've targeted for Eliminate Guards. Brad does 1 mortal wound with his Tesla Weave, and then I'm going to fight him. I instantly do 2 mortal wounds with Manda Blasters, and then am able to bring him down with a single strike. First, Brad's going to place a reanimation token with his Plasma Sight. But then I'm going to spend a command point on Blade Wind to be able to fight again, targeting the Apprentech. Once again, the Apprentech takes 2 mortal wounds from Manda Blasters and then dies instantly from a crit. Brad's not going to spend a CP on reanimation here. Anyway, this is going to score me 2 points, 1 for Eliminate Guards and 1 for Rout.
Well, first up for me, I'm going to go with my Death Mark. I've got a pretty good shot here. I can dash up and then shoot your Scorpion back here. It's hard to tell from this shot, but measuring from the far side of my Death Mark's base, I can get this shot off. I'm hitting on 2s. I need 1 more hit to guarantee a kill, so I'm going to declare a CP reroll. Vic chooses not to deny me, so I make my reroll, and it hits, so it's an auto kill. Next, Vic goes with his Dire Avenger. He's going to move up top and shoot my Chronomancer. He does use the aspect tactic Vigilance of the Avenger here to deny me my auto-retained cover save, but he whiffs big time and nothing happens, and then he just dashes back down to safety. So then I'm going to go with my Immortal that got his APL buffed last turn. I'm going to move, and then I'll shoot that Dire Avenger. Not a great roll though. I reroll a miss into a miss, but only 4 damage goes through, and then I'll spend my last APL to just dash up.
Alright, this Scorpion is just going to move and dash up and then secure an objective.
My Accelerator Plasma Sight will buff the Despotech right next to him, and then fly up and secure this objective over here.
So thanks to Eminent Grace, my Exarch can just barely make this charge all the way up the furnace to the Death Mark. I'm going to fight, and I get the kill, but I do take 3 damage in the process. I was thinking about using my equipment here to deny that damage dice, but I think I'm going to save it, because I feel like Brad's going to reanimate anyway.
Yeah, I definitely am here.
And so I might as well try to save it for later.
Yeah, I'm really glad I saved this for the Death Mark, because I'd much rather have 1 guy on this side than 1 extra guy when I already have all my other guys on the other side, so yeah.
So after that, I'm going to use the aspect technique Strike and Fade to dash and then conceal and secure this objective.
Well, you just went with your leader. I think I'm going to go with my leader. So first, I'm going to use Command for free and get a shot off on the Dire Avenger from this Immortal over here. Unfortunately, it's a big whiff and nothing happens. Okay, next I will reapply Chronometron to the Chronomancer and then move all the way up to where all my secondary points are going to be scored. And then lastly, with my last APL, I will shoot the Scorpion. And this gun's really good. I took the single target gun and you're just dead.
Yeah. Now this Howling Banshee is going to move, dash, and shoot at the Chronomancer with her pistol. Going to spend a CP on a reroll here, but it whiffs and only 1 crit goes through for 4 damage. Unfortunately, Brad has a Feel No Pain and only 1 damage goes through.
Alright, my penultimate activation this turn, I'm going to move and dash with my Despotech, and then since his APL was buffed previously, I will shoot this Scorpion. I'm going to demand myself first for that free reroll. So I'm hitting on 2s here, and 2 1s is pretty bad. I do have at least 1 free reroll here, but Vic, are you going to let me do it?
Absolutely not. This is what I've been saving it for, is a chance to stay alive on one of these shots. So I'm going to spend my last CP on Contempt to shut down your rerolls.
Okay, unfortunate, and then you roll your saves, and only 4 damage goes through, and this Scorpion stays alive.
Well, now my Dire Avenger is going to get an Overwatch on the Chronomancer. I get a really great roll here with Rending, and Brad doesn't save very well, but unbelievably saves 8 out of 12 wounds here, and only goes down to 8 with that damn Feel No Pain.
So to round out the turning point, I'll go with my Reanimator. I'll just fly over to this objective and secure it. So we finally got some points on the board. Victor scored 2 secondary points earlier in the turning point, and at the end of the turning point, I'll score 1 for recover item and 1 for vantage. So it's tied up 2-2 all at the end of turning point 2, which is a bizarre thing to say. I don't know, man. Like, that Feel No Pain has been so clutch. Like, those are crazy rolls.
Those are really good. I don't know. This is feeling like a tough matchup. I don't know how to make any progress without just being exposed and dying, because there's just not enough cover to hide behind to move up the map. You know, I do have some good looks here. If I win initiative, I think I've got a pretty good chance to bring down your Chronomancer and then probably get another kill if I spend my CP on it. So, you know, I'm definitely not out of it, but, you know, this has definitely felt like a pretty uphill battle so far. So before we go on, I just want to take a minute to mention this mat that we're playing on. I mean, we're gonna state what we're all thinking here. The Beta Decima playmat that the kit comes with is extremely ugly and no one wants to paint red terrain, so we made our own. It's gonna be available for all of our patrons to download, so if it's something that interests you, head to the link in the description.
Yeah, it'll just be a PDF, probably.
Yeah.
You can print it out. Cool.
Yeah.
So to start off turning point 3, we roll for initiative, and Victor has his little cheat initiative thing in the bank still. Unfortunately, he doesn't even need to spend a CAP on it. I just lose initiative. And for strategic ploys, I'm going to be the only one playing a ploy. I'm going to play Relentless Onslaught. I think now that most of our operatives are so close together, I will get a lot of use out of rerolls within 6 inches. Even if you deny 1,
Yeah.
I'll still get use out of it. So I think this is worth it. Then for TAC Op reveal, I don't have anything to reveal, and Victor just targets my Chronomancer for eliminate guards. Worth noting here that I rolled for a reanimation for both my Deathmark and Immortal that died last turn, and both reanimated. They're pretty healthy, and they're back in action.
Great. So with the first activation, I am going to use this Howling Banshee and charge and fight the Chronomancer.
Yeah, nasty, okay.
I needed 3 successes.
Are you gonna reroll?
No.
You're not gonna reroll.
No. I need my
Okay.
or something else. So you're hitting on 1 worse.
So I'm hitting on 4s.
Okay.
Because, okay, let's say you crit me, then I hit you for 3. How much health do you have?
8.
So I would need a crit here for this to make any sense. I'm not gonna waste it.
Okay.
So you're striking me first?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Oh, bro. I think this game has been decided by Feel No Pain rolls.
Yeah, I really have.
So then I will strike you for 3.
Yeah, I guess I'll crit you again. How much are you at right now?
I just took 2, right?
Like,
Bro!
Alright.
I do believe that this is the best Feel No Pain showing we've seen on the channel.
I've never seen someone feel less pain.
Like, this is insane.
It's
You
really-
should have been dead like
So many
So
times.
many times. Oh, okay. Well, I'll go with my Deathmark now. I've got to take the shot at your leader.
Yeah.
So I'll pop Phase Oculars, shoot the Exarch. Don't even need anything. You're just dead.
Yep.
And then I'll just secure this objective. I'll take it back. Yeah. Easy, I guess.
Yeah, even if I had used my Rune of Protection there, it wouldn't have saved me. So, you know, die with that in my pocket. Well, nothing is good anymore. So this Striking Scorpion is going to charge one of these 2 Immortals. Unfortunately, I only have 4 wounds remaining, so I really can't risk not killing one because of the Tesla Weave. So I'm going to have to charge the weak one first. After my Manda Blasters and a crit, I kill him instantly without taking any damage. And then I'm going to shoot and only deal 3 damage to the other Immortal.
Well, okay, this Immortal's gonna shoot the Dire Avenger way in the back. Pretty bad roll. I'm gonna attempt to re-roll, but Vic uses Contempt.
Yeah.
Then you'll autosave one and save the other one, so complete whiff. Then I'll just move up a bit.
All right, well now this Dire Avenger is going to shoot back at the mortal in ways he couldn't possibly imagine and whiff.
Right, well, my Despotech's gonna go now. I'll shoot this Scorpion and get the kill easily, and then move up.
All right, well, my Dire Avenger might as well take a Petulant Overwatch shot, and it does nothing.
Right, well, okay, now my Accelerator Plasma Sight will move and dash onto this forward platform. Then my Reanimator Plasma Sight will move and secure this big machine objective. And then I've saved my Chronomancer for last. I'm going to fall back for 2 AP, but thankfully he has 3 APL, so I'm going to shoot the Banshee over here and get a kill. And then I'll command this other Immortal to shoot your Dire Avenger with an Overwatch shot. And I finish him off, and Blades of Khaine are Blades of Gone.
Yeah.
You're tabled.
They got beta decimated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was an abject nightmare from beginning to end.
You know, I think it was the perfect storm of a team you weren't familiar with. The mission really favored me, and my rolls were nuts.
Yeah, I don't know, it felt like even as we were in deployment just chatting, it felt like I didn't have a chance. There was just like nowhere to go. Because the map, even though it has like a big restricted area in the middle, is so wide open. Like as soon as I poke my head out, and I don't have enough mobility to be able to charge from my deployment zone. And so I had to move forward at some point and just died.
Anyway, I really enjoyed playing on this terrain, and I'm interested to see if they come out with a mission pack that's a bit more like standard with the other Crit Ops mission packs, you know, with like 6 normal objectives, loot, secure, and capture, randomized. You know, I could see that coming out soon. For now, this is what we got, and this mission was a little bit spicy. Like, scoring at the end really changes things. I think if it was normal scoring, I would have been playing catch-up.
Yeah.
And it would have been also
totally.
like that would have changed the dynamic a lot because I basically was free to just kill you because I wasn't worried about scoring points.
Yeah. And I wasn't able to rack up a score.
Like you would have been ahead.
Yeah, totally.
So we'll see how Beta Decima progresses and like what other changes they make, how people figure out how to play on it differently.
Yeah.
I mean, our first games of Into the Dark were, you know, kind of similar.
Totally.
So, and you know, remember my intercession versus your Kroot?
Yeah.
It was kind of a similar situation. Like, you didn't really have much of a chance.
Yeah, totally.
But anyway, I'm happy that Hierotek finally got a win, even if, you know, they got a lot of help. They finally got a win on the channel.
Yeah.
So that's good for them. Yay, Necrons.
Finally, we can throw them in the fire.
Yeah, let us know in the comments how you feel about Beta Decima so far, because half of us really like it.
Yeah, I don't mind
I
it.
won on it, so I love it.
I'm open to liking it.
Remember to like and sub if you want to like and sub, because it really helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
And share it with your friends. You know, if you know people that are getting into Kill Team right now when the new season's coming out, and you're like trying to sell them on it, you know, if you send them our videos, that really helps us a lot, and maybe it'll help them be more interested too. Because obviously you're watching this to the end, so you enjoyed this video at least a little bit, so maybe they will too. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Peace, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.